What happens when a law passed by the legislature violates the Constitution? In India, the answer lies in Article 13 of the Constitution, which protects fundamental rights. One of the key principles derived from Article 13 is the doctrine of void ab initio. What is the doctrine of void ab initio? The doctrine of void ab initio means any law inconsistent with the fundamental rights of the Constitution is null and void from the very beginning. Void ab initio literally means void from inception. Such a law cannot operate at all, as if it never existed. This ensures constitutional supremacy over legislative enactments. Legal basis. Article 13(1). All laws in force before the commencement of the Constitution, insofar as they are inconsistent with the provisions of fundamental rights, shall be void to the extent of such inconsistency. Article 13(2). Laws made after the Constitution came into force that violate fundamental rights are also void. The doctrine of void ab initio applies to both pre- and post-constitutional laws. Landmark case laws. Keshavananda Bharathi v. State of Kerala, 1973. The Supreme Court emphasized judicial review and constitutional supremacy. Any law inconsistent with fundamental rights or the basic structure of the Constitution is void ab initio. Goloknath v. State of Punjab, 1967. The court held that Parliament cannot amend fundamental rights in a way that abridges them. Any amendment attempting to do so is void ab initio. Bikaji Narayan Rao v. State of Maharashtra, 1961. Pre-constitutional laws discriminating against certain communities were examined. The court held that laws inconsistent with fundamental rights after 1950 became void from the commencement of the Constitution. R.C. Cooper v. Union of India, 1970. The court struck down the Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1969. Certain provisions violated Article 19(1)(f), right to property. Those provisions were void ab initio, while other valid provisions were preserved. Key features. Applies to both pre- and post-constitutional laws. Complete invalidity. The law is treated as non-existent. Protects fundamental rights. Foundation for judicial review in India. Importance. Ensures constitutional supremacy over all laws. Prevents the enforcement of laws that violate fundamental freedoms. Serves as a cornerstone for judicial review in India. In summary, if a law violates fundamental rights, it is dead from the start. Nothing it says can be enforced. This is the essence of the doctrine of void ab initio. It reminds us that in India, the Constitution always stands above ordinary legislation.